Hey guys, Captain here. Today I've got two more LEGO Pokemon for you guys. I've got two special builds from the Hoenn region. We've got the two of the premier Pokemon as mascots of Team Magma and Team Aqua. We have Camerupt and Sharpedo. These are designs that I've actually had completed for a long time, and they're finally seeing the light of day. But I do hope you like these builds. I'm actually pretty proud of them because I had to use some pretty advanced techniques to be able to figure these out and get these details done right. So I do hope you enjoy. I think with that, let's get started on Camerupt. So as you can see, Camerupt's actually got quite a few pieces in it. We're in for a ride. And whilst a lot of times when I make these builds, I'll say phrases like, alright, let's start with the legs. I'll kind of pick these pieces, these chunks arbitrarily. With Camerupt, it's actually a bit of a modular build. So what we can do is we can kind of start with the main portion, start cleaning up this this base plate here. We can take two 2x6 red plates, and a 4x6 will work fine, but I think 2x6s are probably easier to find. I want to say there was a long period of time where these things were on pick-a-brick walls. And we want to connect them here at the ends with 1x4 red tiles. And on the sides here, let's also stick some 1x4 red tiles. So now we've got that out of the way. Let's make one more, take two more red, 2x6 red plates, and kind of same way connect them with 1x4 red plates from the underside there. And then what we can do is we can actually begin with taking a 1x4 blue plate and sticking two 1x4 red plates on it, and we can stick a 1x1 modified brick in red with studs on two sides, on the ends there on top. Actually make this twice. And this is going to act as part of the design for Camerupt. It's got those distinct blue circles on the outside, and as a way of creating them, this is kind of my solution, as you'll see in just a moment. So now what you do for one of these, on one side of the studs and these bricks, place blue plates, and then 1x2 plates, and then 1x2 red tiles over them. And then on the other one, again, begin with blue 1x2 plates, but also stick one layer of red 1x2 plates on top of that, and then top it off with the red 1x2 tiles. You might remember at some point in time where I said 5 studs of height is like the same as like 2 studs of width, something like that. So we're actually going to connect these together, and how we're going to do this, so we're going to place this on top of this contraption we had earlier. So these red tiles right here kind of round this out and give this a nice solid look. Obviously you can still see the lines from the plates and the tiles, but nevertheless it looks solid. We've got a bit of formation of these circles going here. In fact, we could even go ahead and already connect this together with a red 2x4 brick, and it'll hold really stable. And across here on the top, place a 2x4 red plate, and on these ends 1x4 blue plates, and we can stick this little 4x6 chunk we built earlier on top of that. So it's kind of clear what this is about to become. In fact, for the top side, we can stick two of these gray round plates on top of here, and then two of these segmented cones on top of those, also in gray, and place a bunch of gray studs just kind of circling around this. These are little stones that are accompanying the little volcanoes on top of Camerupt's back. I think Camerupt has a really cool design, and I'm glad I was able to include so much detail in this build, because I feel like I was able to finally do it justice after a lot of experimentation. So now that we've kind of got the top of this built, we can set this chunk aside for a moment, and we can build the legs, which are really simple. Just take a round dark gray 2x2 plate, and then place two round red plates on top of that. Just build it 4 times, and just stick it on the underside of Camerupt in the corners of this big 4x6 plate. So now we've got to build the head and the tail, and the way we'll do that is begin by taking a red 2x4 plate. This is actually going to be the same for both of them. Take a red 2x4 plate and stick blue 1x2 plates on the underside there. Let's do this twice, once for the head, once for the tail. And then for the tail, on top of this red 2x4, On the side, stick red 1x2 plates, and in the center, place a red 2x2 jumper plate. Centered on that horizontally but not vertically, place a red 1x2 jumper plate, and then centered on top of that, or I guess centered like kind of offset from that, place a another red jumper plate, and then a red 1x2 plate, and on the end of that, a red 1x1 plate. So that'll be Camerupt's tail. We can stick that onto the end here. And now for the head, this is simpler. We can place a red 2x2 plate on top of here, red 1x4 plate on top of that, layer a 2x3 plate over that, and for the facial features, these will be the eyes, 2 headlight bricks, and below that, a gray, light gray 1x2 brick and 2 cheese slopes. And there you go. Now we can just stick that on, and our Camerupt is complete. Alright, so with Sharpedo, let's kind of start with the body and get a good foundation going. Let's begin with this 2x6 white plate. And then, one start off of the back, let's place a 2x4 blue plate here, and a 1x2 yellow plate right on the back. On top of that, place a 2x3 blue plate. And then off the sides, stick these 2x4 wedge plates in blue to act as its side fins. Hold this all together with a 2x4 blue plate. On top of the blue plate, here kind of towards the back, place a blue jumper plate and stick a double blue cheese slope on the back. Again, you could just use 2 cheese slopes, but you could also find one of these 1x2 cheese slopes. Now, in front of that, let's make this twice. So you're going to start with a blue headlight piece, place a black stud into it. You're going to take another blue headlight piece and place a, sorry, not a black stud, a black 1x1 plate. And in the other one, you'll place a red stud, and then you'll hold them together with one of these 1x2 slopes that's got the holes in it. So you'll make these symmetrically, and you'll place this on top here in front of our blue pieces. These are Sharpedo's eyes. So you can hold that in here with a blue 2x2 plate, and then in front of that place a yellow grill plate. Now over here you can stick some of these white tooth plates, the kind of tooth hanging downwards. Stick those in front with a blue 1x2 on top and a blue double cheese slope on top of that. For the top fin, what you'll want to do is take a blue 1x1 modified brick with a stud on one side, and then place 2 1x1 blue plates on top. And on top of that, another one of these blue bricks with a stud on one side. On top of that, a cheese slope, and across this, you'll be able to fit one of these 1x3 blue slope bricks. So you can stick this right onto a jumper plate that we placed on top of Sharpedo. For the bottom portion, let's do the following. So let's take 2 white 1x2 plates, stack them on top of each other. Place a 1x2 modified white brick with 2 studs on both sides. On top of that, on one side of that, place a white 2x2 plate, and then below that, a white jumper plate. We can stick this down here, and we can work on the second fin. So this is one of those pieces. It's a 1x2 plate that kind of looks like it has a cheese slope already attached to it. I don't exactly know how to describe this piece, but take one of these, and then let's go with 1x1 plate, another 1x1 plate, and a cheese slope. You could just go with a 1x2 plate, 2 1x1s on top of here, and then 2 cheese slopes, one here, one here. But I think the angle is just a little bit different, so this looks a little better in my opinion. This will act as the fin that goes over here. We're not going to place it on quite yet. One thing I did do is, this next portion uses plates, but you could take some modified 1x1 white bricks, or a 2x1, 1x2 rather, white brick, and stick it in here, and it should fit fine. It might even look a little better, should fit a little better. There's kind of no reason for me not to have done it this way. But anyways, what I did do instead is I took two 1x2 plates, placed them on top of one of these 1x2 plates, claw plates, and then that on top of one more 1x2 plate, and I'm going to put that there. And the way that, again, you could otherwise do it is you could use some modified bricks to really hold this all together tightly, because it's going to be based on the same math that makes this fin work. You can go brick, two studs, and then brick, and then you can place a 1x3 across that, and then you would just place the claw plate on the bottom side of that. So anyways, for the jaw, we'll take one of these 2x2 slight curved slope pieces. Let's stick a 1x2 plate in this underside. Stick some of these fang plates at this end, but actually angle them to the side so the teeth are coming up off the side of this contraption. And then now take one of these briefcase pieces right here to cover this up, and then cover that with two 1x2 pink plates. I'm not super sure why I went with 1x2 over 2x2, but I imagine that means 2x2 is really hard to find. And then stick this in here, and now attach the jaw, and now attach the bottom fin, and there you have it, a complete Sharpedo. So, two of, I think, the coolest Pokemon from the Hoenn region, now complete. I do hope you like these builds. I think they actually turned out very, very well. So if you did enjoy them, then I encourage you to please rate, comment, subscribe, share this video with your friends, check out my other ones, and I'll see you guys next time.